What do you think are the biggest insecurities in the manosphere, in the red pill space right now, or like what do you think is one that's a big one?
Insecurity. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that there are a lot of guys who um, really are. They have low self esteem, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's not even it's self esteem. It's not insecurity.
right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So they just feel like they're inadequate where they're at, and I think that one of the biggest things with the red pill is that on the one end, because you have examples, you kind of understand why you're not where you're at,
Hmm.
right? On the other end, because now you know why you're not where you're at, you kind of use that as a coping mechanism.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So you never
Yeah.
really push yourself to actually grow. You know, Andrew Tate's like at the top, right? He's at the top of the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Everybody's following him.
Yeah.
Nobody actually pushes themselves to be like Andrew Tate.
Mm.
Every
Yeah. The
you know
communities, most of it's trash sometimes,
exactly, and
especially the ones that watch like the night shows.
uh,
For like Fresh and Fit.
right, 1,000%. Everybody's kind of okay with just being the person who knows. It's like at
Yeah.
least I know the difference. At least I'm not blue pill. The
Yeah.
difference between me and the blue pill guys that I know better.
It's like
But
it's not cool being red pill when you're a black pill.
exactly, and for me, I'm like, well, there's really no difference between a blue pill guy who doesn't get women and a red pill guy who doesn't get women. The only let's say that at best you know, right? At best you understand the differences and you know about hypergamy and all the other buzzwords. The fact that you don't get women puts you in the same basket as that person.
Hmm.
So just knowing just makes you that much more. I don't want to say a loser. I want to use a kinder word. It just makes you that much more accountable to your ignorance.
Oh yeah. If
You know what I'm
anything,
saying?
it's even worse because you know better.
Exactly.
You fucking know better,
Exactly.
guys. Like especially if you have this knowledge.
Exactly. So, yeah, that I think that's kind of like one of the biggest. You said insecurities, but I
Yeah.
kind of just said
Yeah, yeah.
insecurities.
Well, self esteem is very close to insecurity. Like, no, I really think guys are super insecure right now, and like, it bothers me because we can cope in so many different ways. Like, there's not just one way of coping.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, well, it's it's the women, or it's because I'm short, or it's because of this. It's because I'm not going to the gym enough, and it's like I feel like they accidentally end up focusing the biggest thing that scares me is that they'll be like, okay, why am I losing to all these different guys? And they'll be like, oh, it must be my looks. I need to go to the gym. It has to be that. It's because all these guys are buff. And it's just like, well, no, what if it's because their personalities are better? Like, what if it's because they have just better game than or like maybe you have no frame because you don't have no money, so you haven't built no confidence yet. Like I think people get kind of confused, and that's what's insecure to me is just some guys take it too far with their body, like maybe focusing too much on that. We got to be so smart about putting points into every aspect of life. Like, it has to be gym, finance, relationships, like, or talking to women and stuff. Like, you can't sleep on three things and only do just one. And that's what bothers me. Like, I think guys are really insecure about how they look. Like, and that makes sense with social media and like pictures everywhere, and we're competing with everybody. Like I understand why you'd be insecure about your look. I'm insecure about my looks too. Like, I'm just another guy also. Like, I make fun of my fucking big nose and all types of shit all the time. Like yeah, every guy's insecure. It's just a matter of how much does it actually control your life or not.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, 1,000%.
Also, so what's the number one thing that you think are keeping men from their purpose?
Man, so this is kind of going to go back to
Talking
the
to Mike.
coping, right? This is going to go back to the coping. I think that the number one thing that's keeping men from their purpose is the availability of information, right?
Oh
Once,
yeah, it's like paralyzing.
yeah, I
Yeah.
forget. There's an actual term.
Information
There
paralysis.
it is. There
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
information paralysis.
it's too much available information, and a lot of guys are just okay with that. Like one of the things I'm, and this is because of my heritage or whatever, but I've never been comfortable living vicariously through another man,
Yeah,
right?
I,
So
I agree with you so much.
yeah, I've never been able, like, if I found out that somebody was better than me, it angered me. I wouldn't tell them, but it angered me. So like if I'm when I used to be a huge gamer, if I knew somebody was better than me at Madden or better than me at like Call of Duty or something like that, I would talk my crap all day, losing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'd never be comfortable. And I'd be grinding it out so that one day when I'm better than him, I'm talking my shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like that's kind of how it is. Like for me, and
You have a competitive mindset instead of a like I want to like be under your like your power structure, like whatever that guy is doing. Like you
Yeah.
want to be like his assistant. It's really like the alpha beta thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a lot of guys that are. I'm not saying beta in like the sense that they act like a beta, but like they like being the guy right under the alpha.
The
Like
follower,
yes,
effectively.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with having somebody who's there's nothing wrong with having somebody who's better than you, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, somebody's going to be better than you,
Always.
right? But there's something wrong with you not being better as a result of you being comfortable with them being better than you, if that makes sense,
True. Yeah.
right? It's like I'm 35, so I grew up in a way different era. When I was growing up, if a person was 3 years your senior, it was kind of okay for you to kind of look up to him, but it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if I'm on the basketball court, if I played football really. So if I'm playing football and the guy is the guy who's like starting above me is a year or two older than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of okay for you to admire him because you're a freshman and he's a junior at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
But in as much as I know you and I can feel you and I can touch you, it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're out and we're just shooting the shit, I'm trying to beat. I'm winning. Like when we're playing flag, I'm winning. But when we're actually playing like realistic football, we're putting pads on, and I'm on JV and you're on varsity.
Mm-hmm.
There's a respect level. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You don't see any of that nowadays.
Yeah, you don't. I just posted a video like this the other day where it was like a guy who was talking. It was a black guy, and he was talking about how there's black guys in your own community that are doing it, and y'all won't even listen to them.
1,000%.
Y'all won't even take their advice. Like y'all look up to these other guys that are like finessing and doing like all the dumbest stuff. You don't even look at the guys in your own community that are really trying to teach you this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like they look right past you.
1,000%.
And it's like the tier levels. Like I don't think that people understand that like if you know somebody like way up here, sometimes they won't even fuck with you because you got to make your way up a ladder of other people to get to them.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can find somebody that's kind of under them but like in a similar field, and the next thing you know you can still move up that ladder to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but you can't just jump from here to here. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Nobody can jump from here to up here unless you go viral or like that crazy the crazy thing that can happen to some people, but that doesn't always happen.
Right. And I mean, even in that sense, like one thing I think about often is well, two things. One thing is Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is not, I think he's 35, right?
Yeah.
I'm 35. So when I look at Andrew Tate, I respect him,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I also go, shit, if he could have done it, why
What
the fuck am I
was I
not
doing?
Yeah, what the fuck was I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the guy who meets him in person and I almost like I use this term like he little niggas me, like he little brothers me.
He's a
Like,
brokey.
yeah, he does one of them
man.
joints. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be that guy. So I want to be the best version of myself that I can be, to where I'm close enough to where I can like stand up with him,
Yes.
as opposed to be like, oh, Mr. Tate, I'm such a big fan. It's like, oh, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I
It's
look
some
at
regular
it.
shit. Yeah.
Exactly. And one of my biggest motivators more recently, and then we can move on after this, is I know we talked about Fresh and Myron, is Fresh and Myron, because they're just like me. Like they have the same background, gamers and all that good stuff. And I'm looking at them like, okay, they just grinded it out for a year or two, and now they're like this close.
Look what they're doing.
Exactly. And they're nowhere near Andrew Tate's level as far as income, but they're still respected within that circle.
Shit, it's
That's
still
what
a
I
lot.
think.
Like, who cares, man? Like it's like it's like when people joke about the difference between like having $1 million and $3 million. Like, you're still a millionaire. Like, fuck. Like, who cares? Like, they're still in the same bracket in my head.
You know what's funny? So I was talking to this guy. He used to play in the NFL, right? And we were having a conversation very similar to this. Dude said, money. It was funny. He goes, everybody's focused on the money, and they should be focused on other problems, right? And in my mind, I'm like, okay, well that sounds good to a person who already got money. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, but it's not going to be well received telling somebody who's not on your level, don't focus on money, because that's all they can focus on at this point, right? That being said, he makes a statement. He goes, the thing that altered his thinking on money is when he recognized that he was in the same party as billionaires. You know what I mean? They were making like 10 times his income, and he was in the same parties and private clubs and stuff like that they were in. And he was like, well, shit, I don't got to keep pursuing this thing because we're pretty much in the same circles. Yeah. So that's kind of like to your point. That's kind of what it ends up. It doesn't.
Yeah. You don't have to get to some crazy amount. You just got to get to the crazy amount.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then crazy is crazy once you're up there. You know?
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality, desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.